octagon, where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Combat Conversation.
You know TV's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Rule with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Yeah. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your host, TB Scouting MMA, and
the Guru back again for UFC 326. We've got the BMF title up for grabs. You've got Max Holloway taking on Charles Oliveira. Should be an absolute electric fight. And honestly, a banger of a co-main event. We've got two top 10 middleweights going at it in Xiao, the natural Bahayo, and Renier Artiar, the Ritter. Seriously, some fantastic fights here. Really tough, honestly, from a gambling perspective. So you know we had to bring in the best in the game. I mean, you guys already know him. Bets and Picks MMA's own Andrew Gombas. Listen, if you want to help out Andrew, give him your betting account. Let him take over. Otherwise, don't DM him. He's busy. Andrew, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm great. I think that's my favorite intro out of any podcast I've ever done.
That's amazing. That was really good. I got to give Guru the props there. That was electric.
Yeah, just
listen.
You get all kinds of A+. Everything's top notch, finest attributes in every category here.
Awesome. Listen, we are a high standard organization here. 5 stars is what we're a Michelin star podcast here. So we really appreciate your time, Andrew. So we got to treat you right.
It's feelings mutual.
The Ritz-Carlton of MMA.
I'll drink to that.
Let's go. So 5 stars. Make sure you guys are doing the right thing. Be like all of our cool people in the chat right now. I know that they already liked. They subscribe to the channel. These are all of our boys. They're always here every week. But if you're just joining us for the first time, why not you? Why can't you be a part of the Chronic Combat Conglomerate? Be like Andrew Gombas. Come up with your best nickname. Let us know in the chat. Maybe you can top the heavyweight bout of a lifetime, Andrew versus TB, or the nicknames of the century. But really, we're just here for a good time and probably a little bit of a long time. So shout out everybody in the chat. We got Dan Tom. Oh, yeah, we bring on our best guests. We got to make sure we're locking in. Rob Thomas, not that Rob Thomas, but just as cool, if not cooler, honestly, these days. Daz, yes, definitely a comeback card. We're going to get a chronic, our hedgehog from Mr. Mendoza, and Kurt. Appreciate you as always, man. So if you guys haven't been like these cool people, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're crazy, you throw us a donation. But listen, we understand in this economy, especially with the whole, gas prices going up now. Shout out to everything. Listen, we understand. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Anywho,
listen,
what you guys are looking for? Yeah.
Also, super, super important here. Not only it's the gas prices, but if you are a faithful listener, we must apologize. We must apologize. Yeah. I am 1 in 4 in main events this year, and TB is an incredibly impressive 0 in 5 in main events this year. So, I was telling TB not to feel bad. 0 in 5 to me is just as impressive as 5 and 0.
What was the one?
Oh, I got who the fuck did I get over you, TB?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you because I've been down. On the main event, I've been down bad, but I think where we've been having a great effort this year
I had
is doing a great job.
I had Volkanovski and he had Lopez.
Nice.
Yeah, I liked Volk there.
Yeah, same.
Fair enough. It's been tough, but we've been doing a great job scouring the card, finding some great props, hitting money lines along the way, and it all comes crashing apart by the main event. So we've been giving you great breakdowns for at least 95%.
No,
of the fights.
we've been killing it. We really have been doing super well. It's just
That's awesome.
a little bit of our scaling and some of the main event bullshit.
Yeah,
because you know what it is. I think we were really doing some metagame on it, Andrew, and I'm sure you can maybe even help us with that a bit. We were thinking that like we do such a good job of not letting narrative affect us in some of the lower cards, lower fights on the card, where it's this main event where it's these popular fighters is where I think we get the most swayed with whatever the public opinion is. Like being on Paddy Pimblett is ridiculous. And shout out to you, Bobby Green, last week. That was fucking amazing. But that type of idea, like we're all over, like, oh, Zell Huber, he's done it as a favorite twice already. He shit the bed twice, and he's not great. But probably just goes the distance, and he probably wins. It's like, no, you gotta take a piece of that dog.
Yeah, that was a fun one for sure.
Absolutely. So in this one, TB, I mean, there's a lot of narrative here. Two of the most exciting, prolific, and fan favorite fighters in the entire history of the sport.
Yeah, I mean, this is what the people came for. And who gives a shit that it's the BMF belt? Because honestly, like, who cares about that? But we have, two guys that really embody what they were trying to do when they made this thing. So it's only right that they couldn't find actual title holders to fight on this card. And I'll take a Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira main event any week of the year. That's for damn sure. I mean, this is going to be incredible. I mean, Max blessed Holloway minus 220. Charles Dubronx Oliveira plus 170. Andrew, did you have anything interesting here from a nickname perspective?
No, my nicknames are weak today. In my personal opinion, there's some hard, obviously not here, but there's some hard names on the card, like in general. I went with Max all the way Holloway versus Charles Schwab Oliveira.
Nice. It's pretty.
I like
good.
Schwab. I like Schwab.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting fight. Obviously, you got a guy in Max. Like, first of all, both these guys, ton of data. We know exactly who they are. Max has phenomenal cardio, durability, output. He's a great striker. Charles Oliveira, really dangerous everywhere, elite jiu-jitsu skills. I think the story here, what's being overlooked a little bit, is I think Max's power at 155 is probably a little underrated right now. He was known as, Max is a decision guy, or he pours it on late. Like, if you remember, all the Volkanovski fights going the distance, the Ortega fight, it took him really long to finish. Arnold Allen was a decision. Yair super late. The same thing. But up at 155, I think he brings a level of power that he didn't necessarily have at 145. So I think, given Charles' style, like, he gets right in your face, right from the opening bell. I think Max is going to have his shots to his, no pun intended, his chances to knock him out early. I think, that's my prediction for the fight. I think Max Holloway gets a knockout in the first couple rounds. But then the other side of the coin is, we all say Max has good takedown defense. He's a good anti-grappler. But if you really look at who he's fought, like I just named some of those guys, like Yair Rodriguez, Arnold Allen, like he has not fought many grapplers. And it's not because it's nothing he did wrong. Like, there just weren't that many good grapplers at the top of that division. So Oliveira is a really big guy. Like I said, his back kick's incredible. If he gets on Max's back, I think this line could look flipped. So it's a really interesting fight because I think it could play out where either guy looks like really, really easy in hindsight.
You're exactly right, Andrew, as per usual, if we're being honest. But it was exactly what TB and I were talking about earlier in the week. It's like, what does a 25-minute fight look like between these guys? Like is it if Holloway's standing at distance for 18 plus minutes, like Charles is dead. Like it's not happening. It can't possibly. And in reverse, I honestly think if the fight does extend out, it's somehow Charles Oliveira with extended back control or top control time. So I do. I really do think that it one way or another, this fight finishes and doesn't necessarily reach those championship rounds. I'm pretty sure in the history of the BMF, there's been finishes in all of those fights. Is that accurate? The Diaz fight with Masvidal, Poirier gets knocked out by somebody, right? Is that a decision with Holloway for the belt? I fucking forget now. God damn it. Anyway,
I think it was.
Yeah, that doesn't really play much into my handicap here. I just think that when you have a chance to play a fight with the most dangerous fighter in UFC history, if you get a chance to play an under in that, I kind of like it. We were able to do a little alt line, right, TB? I think I like the under championship rounds, but I don't even think we get there. So, like you said, Andrew, I think it could come either way. I think it could be a Max knockout or it could be a Charles sub. I would be quite surprised to see this go the distance, but we've seen crazier things. TB, you like that under 3.5?
I like it. I do feel that, Andrew, you kind of touched on it, everything that we went through in our analysis this week, as Guru so aptly said. A little bit of back and forth and hesitancy to commit to a money line side. I think that's appropriate for this matchup. Clearly, if this fight were to be a 25-minute striking battle from distance, Holloway would have a huge advantage there. But how can you convince me that the fight's going to take place 25 minutes if we're striking at distance? Whether it's the calf kicks, the charging in knees and elbows of Oliveira, going into the clinch and causing chaos, trying to get to takedowns and back takes. And I know Holloway has shown the ability to scramble and get to his feet, but he does that by giving up the back at times too, and that's just not going to work against a guy like Oliveira, especially when you haven't faced that type of caliber guy in an actual, UFC fight. He's faced elite fighters, but no elite grapplers per se. So, yeah, I'm having a tough time, planning a flag. There's no Holloway parlay to be had for me. And, I'm debating the Oliveira dog shot, but really I think, I would be taking his inside the distance, if anything. He's not winning a 25-minute decision over Max, without inflicting major damage that leads to a finish or getting some type of submission. So, yeah, the under 3.5, it was like minus 135 we took. I love that. It's going to work out very nicely because, like you talked about, Andrew, if Oliveira is crashing in and Holloway's power is really carrying over at this 155 division, we're looking at a Holloway early knockout. I think he'll knock him down and, repeatedly. Like, you let Oliveira back to the feet, and if he's not getting his wrestling going, he's going to just keep eating those strikes. It's not like he's going to figure out the defensive game plan as the fight goes on. It's either he causes the chaos or he becomes engulfed by it. So, yeah, it's like a Molotov cocktail just throwing it in the octagon and seeing what happens. That's basically Charles Oliveira's normal game plan. Michael Chandler, not a guy you want to play around with on the feet too much from a danger perspective, especially Oliveira. And you see it as the fight gets on late. But he's also an elite wrestler and grappler in his own right that's not going to give up a submission. So Max, I think he could give up a submission. So, yeah, under, I love it. I'm leaning to the dog shot, but this is a great fight, and I just can't wait to see it play out. So if you want to fade TB, the official pick will be Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I think my official pick is Max Holloway.
There you go. All right, beautiful. The fade TB movement is alive and well on the main event, that is. All right, we've got the natural Caio Borralho minus 270 versus Hayo. It's actually Caio Borralho versus Rainer RDR de Ritter. I also think of him like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer de Ritter. Plus 220 on that side, minus 270 on the Borralho side. I'm not feeling so great, once again, about the money line here, but there's a couple ways that this fight plays out. De Ritter is either going to have a successful grappling game plan or just crash forward into the clinch, knees to the body, throwing 1-2s and just causing chaos. But, Borralho's pretty electric off the back foot, has good movement. It's just not on par with like an Imavov from a timing and striking perspective. But for De Ritter, he should have this guy figured out as far as touch and go, keep moving. I know there's a big height differential, but it's not like DeRitter knows how to use his reach. You know, he got absolutely flatlined by Whitaker before finding a way to take over during that fight. There's only 3 rounds here. I think Bahayo is able to stay safe for at least 2 of them. And I don't think he's getting to, submitted or pounded out on the mat. So I'm going to take Bahayo as the pick. I'm going to take him by decision for the prop. But, there's not necessarily, what is it, minus 270. Over 2.5 is minus 195. Like it's not really the best price as far as betting him by decision. I mean, I think if we're getting plus money, though, let's see here. Plus money, plus 110. I mean, I might that's probably my prop play if I had to choose one here. Well, what are you thinking, Guru?
I'm thinking that this fight is extremely exciting. I'm thinking that we took Kyle Bahayo against Imavov, even though he'd cut weight twice in 3 weeks, which is fairly ill-advised. And we kind of overlooked that at the time, not as big of a deal. And I really do think it played into the matchup pretty heavily. Imavov's footwork is good, don't get me wrong, but Kyle just looked a step behind there, a step slower. And I really can't help but attribute that to the weight cut. RDR pulled off the stun of a lifetime versus Brendan Allen. Like, what the fuck was that? I mean, we haven't seen a stunt like that since whatever the fuck Fluffy just did versus Sean Strickland. I mean, not shooting a takedown, not implementing your game plan. I don't know if you're coming in hurt. Like, I don't understand any of that, but it just not a shell of who they're supposed to be. With that being said, RDR has at least shown that. Like, he's quit multiple times before. I could see him possibly even quitting here. Kyle Bahayo is somebody that is decent striker. I'm not fantastic at all, right? Not great head movement, but decent enough striker, willing to mix it up. Was a wrestler when he first got here, Dana White Contender Series, right? So I don't think he'll want to go to the ground with RDR too much, especially when that dude's coming forward crazy with knees. So I just think it's more of a stick and move approach, right? Bull and Matador, kind of similar in some ways to the main event, with you got that crazy style and Oliveira got that crazy style in RDR, and the more classic guy in Kalio and Max. So, from a prop perspective, I don't really love anything. I'm not super confident any which direction. I guess maybe it's just Kaio decision, but that's just super chalk. Nothing I love. Maybe Andrew can talk some clarity. Andrew, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, so we've got cool Caio Baralho taking on Rainier Homer Simpson DeRitter.
Nice.
I think that it's an interesting fight. I think the line's a little bit wide. I know that on paper, Baralho's a tough matchup for DeRitter on paper. That being said, I went back and watched Baralho versus Mahmoud Muradov from a few years ago. Muradov, not a wrestler in any capacity, took down Baralho a couple times and stayed on top of him. DeRitter's a really big guy, and he doesn't have a pretty game. He's not super flashy on the feet, but he's effective. And I feel like that last fight, probably an outlier. Like, he claims it was because he was sick or whatever, or had vertigo during camp. I don't know. I mean, I guess no reason not to take him at his word. I think this fight probably plays out closer than the line indicates. Like, I'm not confident DeRitter wins, but I'd be surprised if he goes. Like, he always finds a way to make it a fight. Like, Whitaker was much more skilled than him. He was able to get his hand raised. He was able to make it a fight. Bo Nickel, he was a big underdog against, finds a way. Like, he just is he's a competitor. So I think this is a close fight. I think there's a little bit of value on DeRitter.
I think to that point, if I really had to bet a dog in the main event or the co-main event, I do think I would go the co-main event here. I just think, to your point, right, the upside is much higher, and who do you feel really good about, like, the week later saying, oh, that there was real value here? RER plus 220 could be real value when you're expecting him to maul the guy before and he doesn't, right? It's the height of public sentiment here, right? That RDR is shit. So fading public narrative is a fun thing to do. It's a good way to make money overall, long term.
So do you think he's getting a finish?
RDR?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be knees to the body, right? Some sort of elbows, just sort of hurting him, a cut stoppage, something weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, because I don't think he's going to just submit him. Like Maya black belt should be pretty solid. It's not like Gerald just got subbed or anything, or a lot of these other guys. I think Kyle should survive, but I don't think he's getting knocked out either. I think the fight goes is a pretty solid piece.
Could theoretically win a decision. Don't love it, obviously, but
yeah, I would lean to the fight going though. Would be my trajectory.
Let the main event of Hernandez Strickland be damned. I do love those middleweight overs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's only a 3-round fight, so I don't see why we're not looking at a scorecard by the end of it. Because you're right, I don't think the Ritter's actually that bad.
Well, in that regard, right? If you're looking at a scorecards, no matter what, I just don't know how you're going to play north of minus 250. I mean, even north of minus 200, like you need a finish at that line. We've talked about it endlessly on this podcast.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And, ultimately, I think, Bahayo by decision, fight goes the distance. And, yeah, I guess, hey, you're right. If the fight's going and it could be close, why not the dog shot? So, I feel you, man. All right, we're moving on. We've got Rob, Times New Roman Font versus El Nino Problema, the Tasmanian Devil.
I did the same nickname, I swear to God.
Let's go. What'd you have for Raul?
Marble Mouth.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Marble
I had the
Mouth.
Tasmanian Devil. Blah, blah, blah. Minus 238. Raul Rosas Jr. Welcome to Chronic Combat. But yeah, ultimately, I feel like this fight here, it could be an interesting one. Guru, what are you thinking on it?
I'm thinking that, Rob Font is just kind of washed. Like they've been wanting to make this matchup a few times, I believe, even at least once, guaranteed last year. So I think that they see something in this specific matchup, and it's that Rob Font doesn't have great takedown defense, and that he can give up back control time, he can give up top control time, he just gives up control time, and he's just not a super dangerous striker. He just isn't. Like, I don't care what happened in that Adrian Yanez fight. Like, he is simply not a dangerous striker. So I think that gives somebody like Raul Rosas a chance to shine, right? And that is a market that they're building. It's a guy that they've continued to build as his chin continues to grow. So, I mean, this guy, this is a major step up in competition. Don't get me wrong. Vince Morales or Ricky Turcios. I mean, Terrence Mitchell. I mean, he hasn't fought anybody yet. So this is two somebodies. At the same time, guy's old, man. He's lost 3 of his last 5. Again, albeit to a higher level competition than maybe where Raul Rosas is currently. But I just think the athleticism will be a problem. I think if you like Rob Font, you got to get in live after Raul Rosas would blow his load round 1, theoretically. But still, not super interested. I think the under is kind of interesting, just in like if anybody does something interesting or something weird. But the truth is that these guys are not. I mean, like Raul Rosas is like barely struggling for trying to decide between whether he wants control or to go for a sub, right? So like that's why he continues to have to shoot more takedowns, right? So he's just super green still. And Rob Font, a smart guy in that regard, a veteran. So should be tougher to finish. Probably sails over. But yeah, I do think Raul Rosas gets it done, and probably ends up being a boring decision. Because he's just not very exciting. What do you Chiwiwis think?
Andrew?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I feel like I've said that for the first 2 fights. I got to stop saying it's an interesting one.
This one's a banger.
Yeah, I went into tape here thinking I was gonna like Rosas. I came out of it with thinking the line's about right, even slightly leaning Font, you don't see an age gap like this very often. I think this is either the biggest one ever or one of the biggest ones ever. 17 years. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward in the sense that, like, if it's standing, Font's going to beat him up. If it's on the, if Rosas can get the grappling going, he's going to have a lot of success. For me, what I didn't like on the Rosas side was, like, his last couple fights were against guys who aren't that high level in the UFC. And he lost a round to each of those, to Aori, Keelang, and to Vince Morales. I feel like this fight could play out like that, or kind of even like Font and Matsumoto, where, like, Rosas gets some takedowns, but maybe, like, he ends up on his back at some point. And, like, if you put a gun to my head, I would say Rosas. It looks similar to his last couple fights where it plays out pretty close, but he gets his hand raised.
Yeah. Man, this fight is just tantalizing me because it's so clear. The one guy covers the other's weaknesses and vice versa. It's absolutely brutal, though, to make a final selection given the price. Ultimately, if you make me choose some props, I'm going to take Raul Rosas by submission. I feel like if Rob Font was that slowed down, not the same guy in scrambles and stuff like that, plus 400 on the Rosas submission, it's worth enough to put a small bet on. And if you win, you win. If you lose, all right, yeah, maybe minus 105 decision was the right idea, or a Rob Font underdog shot. But then, Rob Font by decision plus 330. Look at that chin. You're telling me you're going to knock out that beautiful face of Raul Rosas? There's no way. So if Rob Font wins, he's just jabbing him up, stuffing the takedowns, and just, winning with his striking. I just ultimately think that Raul should win this fight. We might see progressions in his striking. He has been throwing a bit more kicks, which would destabilize the strong jab of, Mr. Font. But I don't think that Font is going to have enough, tricks in his bag to avoid the repetitive takedowns. And there's a reason I feel that Chihuihuis didn't fight in Mexico City and instead he's here at the pay-per-view. It was to help save his cardio. I think he can wrestle for 15 at regular elevation, but in Mexico City, I would have not have had as good of feelings about that happening. So, and Font, when he gets on bottom, like for Corey Sandhagen fight and all similar areas where we've seen a better wrestler, like, man, it could get bad. So I could see him just stalling and accepting bad positions and not trying to fight out and submission never coming, but we'll see. But I don't know. Anybody else got anything else on this one before we move forward?
The only person to choke out Rob Font was anybody?
Pedro
Munoz. Not exactly a guy known for his grappling with his little T-Rex arms. So.
Well, he hurt him with an
Good
overhand.
guillotine.
Overhand, and Font dove forward, and he jumped the ghillie. Made it happen. Chihuihuis! All right. You got it. You're welcome, Daniels. All right. Yeah, Gombas this guy is a busy guy, but save the best for last. We're having a great time. And he's giving you electric nicknames along with some great bets. So
doing my best.
Make sure you guys do the right thing. Support your boy Andrew. Give him your betting account. All right. We've got our next fight, the Crimson Chin, Drew Dober versus Michael the Menace Johnson, MJ. All right. What do you got, Andrew? What are your nicknames here? And your breakdown after.
So my nicknames here: Drew One Man Wrecking Crew Dober versus Magic Michael Johnson.
I love that's hilarious. Wait, what were your nicknames for the last fight?
Marble Mouth,
and Tom Roman.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I guess I meant the one before that. What was your Kaio and RDR nicknames?
Cool Kaio Bralho and Rainier Homer Simpson Duran.
Homer Simpson. Now I remember that. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck was it? Yeah, those are all good. I like the recap. Excellent.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think for this fight, I like Michael Johnson here. I think it's a sneaky good fight for him. I know he's older than Dober, but I think his recent form actually looks better than Dober. Like, Drew really was not looking great in that fight against Prepolek, who he was a huge favorite against. Low blow, changed the fight, he ends up getting the finish. I just feel like Michael Johnson's speed's going to be too much for him. He's longer. If anyone gets takedowns here, it's going to be him. I guess like the knock on Johnson could be like he could slow down in the third round, but I really think he's going to be piecing Dober up, especially early. I think Zellhuber was a harder fight, for him than Dober, and he obviously won that. So yeah, I think it's a good spot for Johnson. I think he gets it done.
There's a lot of things that really make me feel the same way you do, Andrew. The anthropomorphic advantages for Michael Johnson.
Lord.
The stat advantages for Michael Johnson. He's the more efficient striker. There's this one stat that's just sticking with me hard. And it's that Drew Dober has never lost to an African American in his entire career. He beats him every time. He grabs that MAGA hat from under his bed and he just starts beating the piss out of these guys. So it's very possible that Drew Dober continues the streak here. Michael Johnson as a favorite is just never something that I want ever. If we could get him plus money, I'd probably take a little taste. But I think I touched a little Drew Dober plus 120. Could be some ill-fated CLV. TB doesn't like it. I find myself unsure.
Yeah. Ultimately, yeah.
I was just gonna say because he really did look terrible versus Propolek. It's a really good call by Andrew. He looked awful.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. No one's wrestling in this fight. Like, this is the BMF like undercard. They're like, all right, boys, just swing some leather, and this is the backyard uncle brawl. It's going to be a good time too. And Drew Dober, the reason why I think he's going to have issues as far as actually getting to Michael Johnson is the style of strikes he uses are typically a little bit more like winging, swinging hooks. And with the size of the octagon here, like correct me if I'm wrong, but the Bobby Green fight, it ends up being the dude runs out of space over time. I don't think Michael Johnson's going to run out of space. And when he has kind of like had these, flub up and crazy moments, it's like, okay, like Josh Emmett, like, is that not, okay if you get caught by Josh Emmett? Also, Diego Ferreira, I know that wasn't ideal, but there is a wrestling threat. There is a grappling threat. Like, you're not worried about Drew Dober, going for any takedowns. Drew Dober. You're not worried about Drew Dober going for any takedowns here. So ultimately, I think, Johnson just has to avoid the knockout shot. And Drew Dober, you're looking at round 2, round 3 knockout if you want anything on his side, because he's not getting it in round 1. Michael Johnson's best round is always round 1. So I would, if you're a guru and you're sitting there and you're considering what to do and you still want a taste of the Drew Dober experience, just consider he's not going to win the decision over 15 minutes. He's also not going to wrestle or get a submission, and he's not going to win the first round. So it's round 2, round 3 knockout for Drew Dober, and it's Michael Johnson, either his money line or perhaps decision at plus 215. Like, the knockout at plus 275 is tempting, but, Dober does still have a solid enough chin to at least survive. It's just going to be covered in blood.
I don't know, man. He's got 6 round 1 KOs, 4 in round 2, and 2 in round 3. I mean, he's a round 1, round 2 kind of guy.
Well, this is all about how Michael Johnson likes to die.
Michael Johnson loves to get submitted, is really what he likes to do. He's only been knocked out the 3 times.
And it's all like round 2, round 3.
Yes, it is.
There were some huge hitters and like some big shots too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diego Ferreira does swing hard, but that wasn't great. Josh Emmett, like you said, totally excusable. And the Justin Gaethje fight was, Gaethje on the come up. Like that fight was
also totally excusable.
That fight was sick. So the truth is he probably doesn't knock him out. So you probably do have to play Michael Johnson here, which just makes me sick to my stomach.
I know, and I get the feeling, but that's why the line is where it is. Otherwise, if we were using purely stats and rationale, it would be like minus 200.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're moving on. This is going to be another one. We're going to have an interesting discussion. We've got Gregory Hobocop Rodriguez, Barack Obama in the flesh versus the Hulk, Bruno Ferreira. He's the body bag. I mean, look at that guy. He's an absolute beautiful piece of work.
He's dude's a tank.
Yeah, so the body bag versus Barack Obama. God bless my president. Minus 180 for Rodriguez. Plus 150 for Ferreira. Ultimately,
Nicknames.
Gombas. Go ahead. I gave mine. Nicknames?
Nothing crazy. I went with G-Rod for Gregory Rodriguez.
Okay.
Oh, you
And
went.
for Bruno Ferreira, big boy Bruno Ferreira.
That's pretty good. We went for a similar type of nickname there. That's sick. All right. So, I mean, ultimately, I have feelings about this fight in that, you know, Rodriguez here, I think there's a couple adjustments he can make. And number one is like just knowing the opponent that he's fighting. Not sure he had a full scouting report going into their first matchup. Super short notice. Bruno coming up and just kind of like taking the opportunity. The dude switching stances in combination and like a pretty decent athlete. But if now, you know, Rodriguez has improved his distance striking, has more work to the body, uses his kicks a bit more, and I feel like just protects his chin a little bit better. Now, there are the obvious, you know, like if he goes for it, he could gas out concerns, but those same exact concerns are right out there for Bruno as well. So I think the adjustment in this matchup is play it safe. Don't play it sorry. Rodriguez is probably going to win by decision because why take a chance, right? Now, he could submit him down the stretch like basically how our boy Abus was able to pull off that crazy, you know, submission in round 3. I get it. But G-Rod, he never quite finishes the fight in that way. And, you know, I'm going to be more apt to say I think this fight is going the distance. So, Guru, talk to me. How are you feeling?
I mean, you know, I was talking to you about fight going the distance at plus 310. Fun way to fade the narrative. But I mean, I'm quite, I feel like I'm on the dog here because it's like, what has changed since their last matchup? G-Rod has gotten older and he's gotten knocked out again. Bruno has continued to improve, get his diet under control, right? Like how he wants to actually game plan for being in UFC fights. He was talking about that in some interviews, you know, talking about coming in at training camps, you know, just a little bit heavier and trying to be stronger to withstand training camps, but, you know, realizing that he needs to be a little bit leaner because he's dying in these weight cuts. I don't know. I think that, you know, from a cardio perspective, like I almost might even lean Bruno. Like neither guy has great cardio. They both have good power, but only one of these guys has durability. Sure, G-Rod could mix it up with some wrestling. It's just, it's very inconsistent when he does. So I honestly think why we like the over so much is that I do think that on some level, G-Rod's going to be like respecting his power and could be very tentative here. And Bruno's somebody, you know, not necessarily a high volume minute winner. Could be a lot of staring, could be a lot of cage pushing. So I'm very interested to see exactly how this fight plays out. But I took some Bruno Ferreira, I believe, at plus 165. So I do have a little CLV there, nothing too crazy. Actually, sorry, plus 170. I got plus 170 on Bruno just for a unit, but I don't know. I that's just kind of how I feel. I don't think too much has changed since their last matchup. That's just my general handicap. Is that a dumb one, Andrew? How do you kind of handicap rematches over, you know, when maybe over after a couple of years?
Yeah, it depends. For this one, like I put a little bit of stock into it, but I think there's more to support the Ferreira side than just the fact that he won the first. I feel like Rodriguez and Ferreira's like just a close fight more often than not that either guy could win. Like they both have serious power. They both kind of put themselves into the fight. I think the grappling kind of cancels it out. You know, people have been saying for years, oh, if Rodriguez grapples this and that, but he doesn't, and I don't think Ferreira is easy to grapple, so I expect this to be a stand-up fight, just where I feel like they're pretty evenly matched, so I think it's a spot to take the dog here.
Yeah, I honestly agree because again, if they are standing and banging, and these, you know, it's hard to take down a fire hydrant, right? This guy is short and stocky and strong, so if they're gonna stand there and bang, like I just don't trust this dude's durability at all. And he just showed me that he can win 15 minutes with Marvin Vettori. So
All right, hold on.
I like Bruno here.
All right, here's my biggest argument, and Andrew, you can tell me if I'm wrong about this. So if your analysis takes you to the Bruno side, and that's possible, right? You know, Gregory, he loses by knockout more often than not, and Bruno's ability to touch him here is going to cause reactions if he can actually get there. I can't envision this guy winning a decision against Rodriguez, because if he's landing the type of shots that he's landing on like Vettori has generational chin and durability. Like Rodriguez, if he's eating those shots, he's going down. So would you not just take the knockout prop on Bruno in that case? I don't think he's submitting Rodriguez either.
What you're saying to me supports a grandma's couch cushion play, maybe a 1-2 knockout that way. But at the same time, it's like he can win a decision. He just showed you. Why are we going to get greedy?
I think it's about how your opponent likes to lose as well. Like Vettori doesn't lose any other way but by decision. Like how can you beat him?
Okay, but all right, G-Rod has lost 2 decisions, and he's lost, and he's been to decision. I'm so sorry. He's lost 1 decision in the UFC already, and he's been to the decision 4 times in the UFC. So, like, he's not afraid to go.
Right. Which I would take him if this fight's going the distance. I would have G-Rod ticket for sure. I wouldn't want Bruno if this fight's actually going.
And that's the difference of the handicap. Andrew, care to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I don't feel super strongly between a finish and a decision here. I feel like it kind of depends on. I'll say this. I feel like there's a good chance of there being a finish in the first like 5 or 7 minutes. But I feel like if there's not, the pace could kind of slow down a little bit, and it could go all the way from there.
Right. And if that is the case, why can't Bruno win the decision, TV?
Yeah.
And that's to our handicap. We like this fight plus 310 to go the distance. We like a half unit sprinkle on that. Like why not? And when it goes there, the judges don't have to be watching anymore. It doesn't matter. They score it for whoever the fuck they want. So if you're getting 15 minutes, you might as well have the dog a lot of the time.
Well, instead of taking the dog shot in that case, instead of taking Rodriguez by decision, I'll take the fight goes, and I'm going to live with the results.
That's totally fair, and I totally respect that. But I'm on the dog.
Fair enough. So is our wonderful guest. So make sure you guys are doing the right things. Support our awesome guest, Andrew. Hit him up if you got a way to connect in a gambling sense. And if you're just trying to be a part of the Chronic Combat Conglomerate, throw a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Live every single Thursday, exactly at 8 o'clock Eastern, never a second late. You better not fact check us on that. All right, we're moving on. We've got, it's No Love. Cody No Love, more like Cody No Chin, Garbrandt, versus, and this is a T-Big nickname, a Xiao Long Bao, those beautiful little pork buns. What do you got, Mr. Andrew? Any nicknames here?
Did you
and then
just say
what's your breakdown?
Beautiful little pork buns? What kind of buns are you talking about, pal?
The little bao buns, baby. Come on.
No, you're talking about something else.
The Xiao Long Bao.
Yeah, you're talking about his buns.
Oh, yeah.
I almost took the low-hanging fruit and went Cody No Chin, but I went Cody No Cardio Garbrandt. And then I got a little crazy on this one. Long Mao Zedong Xiao.
What?
Yeah.
I would go Cody Uncle Rico Garbrandt.
That's good. That's pretty.
I mean, he looks just like him, and he's gonna be this. I was a champion back in the day. I beat Dominic Cruz. He was one of the best to ever do it.
What about other side Xiao Long? Other side. Xiao Long.
There it is. That's the winner. Yes. Xiao Red Hot Chili Pepper Long.
That's great. I mean, what do you do with this? Like, this is a crazy matchup. It's like Garbrandt.
This is so dumb.
In his form now is just like,
who isn't Cody Garbrandt's management like elite? Like, what the fuck are they doing to him?
I think the UFC just gives him someone that, like, they try to. here's what happened. They gave him guys that were not that good a couple years ago, and he won. He didn't look good against like Trevin Jones and against Brian Kelleher, but he won. And then they gave him a step up again against Figueiredo and Barcelos, and he lost. So I guess they're just like, we'll give you a guy who's like not even really UFC caliber, and you'll like maybe you'll win, maybe you won't. Like this fight I've went. This fight is a really interesting. I'm going to say it again. I know I keep saying it. All these fights are interesting. But this one is interesting because it's like, is Cody that bad in his current form that he can't beat Mao Zedong here? Like, this guy's not even UFC caliber. But at the same time, it's like Cody's cardio for a 135-pounder has looked some of the worst like I've ever seen. Or wait, who is? Maybe no. It was, I said earlier that one of either Garbrandt or DeRitter said in their interview that they had vertigo. I forget which one, but either way,
it was Garbrandt. Garbrandt has career vertigo, but whoever you'd said about vertigo earlier had also said it.
Oh, okay. So I just got lucky there. But I mean, how does his cardio look that bad at 130? Like, you're a 135-pounder. He doesn't even throw that many punches. He throws like 10 punches. And, like, he was so gassed. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is he even training? But on the flip side, like, I don't think Yao Long is necessarily even UFC caliber. So, I don't know. This is a mess. Like, if you put a gun to my head, I think Cody's the side. But you might have to put a gun to my head to get me to really fire on this one.
Yeah, and the line is just continued. The line just continued to go the other way, too. It's not like money's come in on Cody. Like, it kind of ping-ponging and getting wider. I could see Cody winning. It's just like, actually how? Right? It's like, I mean, the truth is that Long Zhao has been KO'd 3 times. Like, none of them anytime recent. This is all like long time ago. It looks like. I mean, this guy has fought a long. He's 27-10. Like, what the fuck is that? How is he 27-10 at 27 years old?
He's got to get as many wins as he has years of life.
I mean, like, it looks like,
keeps fighting till he gets there.
No, I mean, like, look at this. He fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He fought 8 times in 2017. Like, what are we talking about?
That's how you do it right there. You asked that's how you do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my question, and I'll give you one more chance. Like, what's your final pick on this fight before I give my prop that you might be jealous of?
You're gonna make me jealous with a prop?
I think so. Because you talked about one guy getting finished, but
it's probably you probably just got to take an under then, right?
What if I told you? What if I told you? And I get it. It might not be the highest probability, but Long Zhao knockout plus 450.
No.
Why not? Pace
because
and output.
What's fight to end by knockout? We just said that dude's been knocked out 3 times.
Yeah, but you were talking about how long ago it was. You know what I mean?
How fight will end. Not how fight will end by knockout plus 190 over on FanDuel.
Right, but I don't think Cody's got the juice anymore, man.
Pops, he's got the juice. He's got nothing.
Right.
It's all he's got.
It's all he's got. Well, how many times has Cody been knocked out?
17. 4 versus 3. And they've both been knocked out in round 1 and round 2. That's it. Like, if it's
how many knockouts does Long Zhao have?
5.
Yeah, I get it. Out of 500 fights,
it's his least likely method. To your point. So why are you picking Zhao Long by knockout?
I don't know. This is why I was just trying to make sure.
Okay, well, you're wrong, and I helped you fix it.
All right, well, I didn't make him jealous. It didn't work, so I don't know if I need anything here.
This is
like, what could you do? This is terrible. Just laugh at this fight. Enjoy it. It's going to be great, and then the main card starts. Oh God, we've got the lockjaw. This is Dante the Rock Johnson minus 800 versus Cody. Watch the back of the head, Brundage. Andrew, what is your nicknames and what is your breakdown of the fight?
I know I used it with Michael, but I said Dante Magic Johnson.
That's so good.
On balls, Cody Brundage.
What did you say?
Ball is Cody Brundage.
Ball is?
ballless. Like, no
Ballless.
balls. Cody
Ballless.
Brundage.
Yeah, no, he's got
he's got
ballless.
You have
He's
no
without his
bobbles.
balls, Cotton.
So I actually looked at this fight more today and was like, oh man, Dante Johnson is not great. Like, I know Cody Brundage is kind of a meme at this point, but like, I feel like I have to bet him here. I watched back some of the Brundage tape and was like, oh my God, he might actually be like a bottom 5 or bottom 3 fighter in the UFC. Let me ask you guys this. Can you name 3 fighters that you're confident are worse than Cody Brundage that are like currently signed to the UFC?
Well, you just ruined my answer by saying currently
Simon
signed, so-
Oliveira.
Well,
Who
in his
else?
division. In his division.
Oh,
No, I'm saying the whole
no,
UFC.
no.
Whole UFC.
That's not fair.
Oh, whole UFC. Oh,
Whole UFC.
oh yeah, Simon Oliveira. Yeah, that is a good answer.
Oh, who just got booked for a fight? Ozzy Diaz versus a Deb Gautier.
Wait, Ozzy just had a UFC win though.
Dude, he's no. Against who?
Exactly. This is against Cody. I don't feel confident. they're winning.
Rafael Sequeira. Who else sucks?
All right. Well, anywho, I mean, come on. This
So
fight
fun.
is just it's
Let me see.
TKO. It's a DQ or nothing for Cody.
Let me see who's on the next Apex. card.
Wow, John, our goat. Talk about goats in the.
I was wondering where John was today.
There he is. The dog of the day, once again, is named after John Newquist. And
Might
it's
just
not
be the-
Cody Brundage. Don't worry.
Crazy. All right. So
The
let's
dog
see.
of a
Next-
lifetime at this point.
Let's see. Emmett Vallejos next week is an Apex card. Who's shitty on this card? Let's see.
What?
And I'm just trying to say. I thought we could find somebody terrible on next week's Apex card. No, it's actually a pretty decent card.
Oh, okay.
Harry
Well, I mean,
Harry Hardwick is not good.
So the question is Dante Johnson doing this in the first, few minutes of the fight? Or are we going to see another like protracted performance here like we saw against Turcios Dumas? Because there could be like if Cody somehow, squabbles his way around, you could be looking at a nice over 1.5. But Dante is also like he's going to try to get after it. Dumas was way bigger and way longer, and probably had a bit more of a wrestling threat than Cody does. I think Dante, I don't know, are we trying to take an under 0.5 here? Or are you just saying you got to fight to Cody Brundage for 2.5 minutes and hoping the fight starts round 2?
Wait a minute. 2.5 minutes would only be 2.5 minutes of the first round. You'd have to be yelling at him for 5 minutes to fight.
No. I understand. So I'm saying I have 2 options that I would do here. And these are the only 2 options you can convince me of. Is either I'm yelling at Dante for 2.5 minutes to kill Cody and betting an under 0.5, or I'm yelling at Cody for 5 minutes, you got to fight, and betting a fight starts round 2, or Dante round 2 knockout.
No.
Neither option.
I hate both options, and I hate you. What do they say in Billy Madison? You've wasted everybody's time, and you've made us all stupider. Some shit. So bad. No,
I'm
that's me.
sad.
Okay, so I really like Dante Johnson round 1. Period. Point blank. All his 7 of his wins are in round 1. Cody Brundage loves to get finished, and he loves to get finished in round 1. Yes, he has been finished 3 times in round 2, but he's been finished twice in round 1. Dante Johnson looking like plus 125 for round 1 over on FanDuel. Don't even have to take a sub or knockout. Can can have round 1.
Show me.
So. I would be curious over on FanDuel what the round 1, round 2 knockout was for Dante Johnson, and it's actually minus 140, which again, you're taking terrible price, right? I love Andrew Smark. It's a terrible price, but you're getting a minus 700, a minus 800 guy at his win condition at a relatively playable number, right? If he doesn't do it that way, you don't want him, do you? So is Fez from that 70 show? Yeah, Fez started to do like steroids and grew his hair out like Jason Momoa.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Andrew?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What do you like?
Did he say or no?
No, I went. I don't like anything
Yeah.
here.
Nothing?
Yeah.
No, nothing.
What do you think
You
about?
know
That's
what?
why. That's
Give
why I
me-
didn't listen to it.
Give me Brundage money line. How about that?
No, what are you talking? Why? What is
No,
that?
come on.
Just so we
Of
can
course.
see more Cody Brundage fights?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love that. He's become one of my favorite fighters on the roster.
What's that?
He's must see TV. No one can deny that. All his fights are finishes. There's always controversy. It's great.
Do you think they re-sign him after this, or you think they let him go?
If he wins, yes. If he loses,
Oh my God! Of course, if he wins,
yeah.
Right.
No, I think if he loses this one, he's done.
that's too bad. We didn't he? All right. So here's the other part of your money line pick, which I know you're joking about. He just fought. He just fought. What is it? 4 weeks ago and got knocked the fuck out. What's he doing here?
He's got that dog in him. I don't know.
No, and it wasn't even like a quick flash knockout. Like he got beat up for 7 minutes.
Yes, he did. He very much did.
What is he doing here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
useless
going to
peasant.
be fast.
Yes, useless peasant. Yes, he was just finished 2 weeks. Like it was 5 weeks ago.
Wow.
All right, we're moving on. Yeah, it's definitely Dante round 1. Good call, Guru. No,
Guru has yelled at me. This is not getting to round 2. I'm going to listen to him this time.
I just don't think so. Look at that guy's barrel chest.
Sorry, I moved on.
He's gonna get a mother's milk.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
It's true.
Now we're talking. Now
Call
we're
my
talking.
shot.
All right, beautiful. We're moving on. You know, I hope everyone can enjoy mother's milk the same way Guru's does. But yeah, this is beautiful. We've got Hadouken, Ricky Turcios, versus. Oh no! What the? Oh my gosh! Why can't I read this?
Alberto.
What is the? Well, I mean, it's Alberto Montes, but he's the promise. I'm sorry, El Promiso. I am the promise, Alberto. He is Alberto Montoya, though, to me.
Whoa,
Sorry.
don't do that.
Sorry. Versus Ricky, Mr. Hadouken. What do you got for nicknames here, Mr. Andrew?
So this is the only. I actually haven't taped this fight. It was not on the index for whatever reason. So
it's okay. I only care about your nicknames here.
Oh, my nicknames. Yeah, I did pretty Ricky Turcios, which I feel like is kind of like a layup. I have nothing for Alberto Montes. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him fight before. I don't know anything about him.
That was gonna be my nickname. My nickname was gonna be Alberto. Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh,
Montes.
I like that.
Wow.
Versus
That's pretty
Ricky.
hot.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Turcios.
Both those are solid.
Yeah, I just
pretty
thought of those
good.
right now.
Do you know what I'm
apparently-
saying?
Apparently, Ricky Turcios' middle name is Quincy, which could absolutely float for a nickname. I happen to like Ricky Turcios here. I took him, I think, at plus 165 as a dog shot.
Interesting.
My handicap is pretty much who the fuck is Alberto Montes and why the fuck should he be favored versus a guy that's been there, done that in Ricky Turcios.
Fair enough.
I feel like I already won a bet on Ricky Turcios, even though my money says otherwise, because Cameron Smothering got KO'd by the floor, and I took Turcios in that fight, so I was pretty pissed the fight didn't happen. So yeah, listen, you're looking at Pretty Ricky. He's 1-3 in the UFC, or 2-3 in the UFC. His wins are split decisions versus Brady Heistand and Kevin Natividad, so that's not fantastic. His losses are against Bernardo Sopai, Raul Rosas, and Ayman Zahabi. So
Bernardo the
high
Soap guy.
quality losses all of a sudden, right? You can talk shit about Pretty Ricky all you want, right? You could talk about how bad the Zahabi fight was when he was like a huge favorite, but it's like Zahabi's currently top 5.
Yeah.
Rosas is sniffing top 15, and Sopai has all the talent in the world. Who the fuck is Alberto Montes?
This is the question we need answered. We need to get to the bottom of this.
So at plus 165 in a fight that I expect to go the distance, and the bookies do too, I like the veteran who's been to the UFC before, not the guy making his debut on a fucking pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, he is up a weight class here for whatever reason, but he is somehow a bigger guy. still Ricky
because
Turcios.
Ricky's huge for the weight class in general, and I think he really wanted to fight quickly, and this is what he got.
Yeah, and why not fight Alberto Montes?
Why not? TB, you can still get plus 160 if you want. I didn't fully cuck you.
Yeah, I just took it now as you were talking. I feel
I got to look. It's just a unit. I took a unit plus 165. It's nothing crazy. Maybe I add a second unit plus 160, but it's like it's a principle thing. This guy can work. He's got a decent work rate. He's got a decent grappler, and you know what? He's scrappy as fuck. If you want somebody as a dog, it's Ricky Turcios. He's the type of guy you don't want as a favorite, but as a dog, sure.
Yeah, I think his cardio will look better up a weight class, actually.
Why would it not?
Well, like, because that was one of his issues, like, you know, tough weight.
Well, because I think he's killing himself to have such an advantage, and then you're like, you know what? I actually have some advantages over some of these 145ers.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, we're moving on. We've got custom-made Cody Durden versus Niamdragal, the Art of Knockout, Tumen Dembero. You've got the man, what did I have here? It's Genghis Khan versus the CD, like the Walkman CD, Cody Durden. Because I think he's going to get his walking papers after this.
Jesus.
Wow. Man, actually, no, he just got a new contract for taking shit on short notice. So shout out to Cody Durden for always stepping up. But ever since he changed his name to Custom Made, he doesn't have a good win in his career. Like since he changed his nickname. So I'm just saying, I think, you know, maybe you want to Walkman, you know, CD.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But anyways, I think as this fight goes, Cody's going to look his best in round one, and shit's just going to fall apart from there. The wheels are just going to fall off. Like, he's not going to be able to wrestle for 15 minutes against a big, like, really strong, opponent that has a lot of power. He has scrambling ability, and he has knockout power. And guess what? He also has a front choke game as well. We've seen him get in extended scrambles, crazy back and forth fights. I know the Carlos Hernandez fight didn't go his way, but it was a split decision. He's the only one that landed impactful strikes in that fight. Cody Durden, if he tries to hold this guy down for longer than 5 minutes, he's going to slow down. It's just what happens for him at this point. And, you know, Tumen Dembero, whether it's knockout or submission, I expect him to finish this fight and win inside the distance.
What the fuck are you talking about? I completely don't agree. And everything I heard just makes me feel better about taking a dog shot on Cody Durden. The guy has insane experience advantage. He's a solid wrestler who will at least has a game plan in terms of trying to win this fight. Tumen Dembero has continuously shown that he can get taken down. He's not smart off of his back. He can get held down. He'll put himself in a bad spot. When you look at who Cody Durden is lost to, tell me how these fights go for Tumen Dembero. You ready? Alan Nascimento, Jose Ochoa, Josh Van, your champion, Bruno Silva, and Tajiro Lembeko. Pretty sure he's 0-5 in all those as well, pal. Like, I don't think we learned anything here. So I feel like a guy with a real path to victory, to me, is Cody Durden. So, I mean, I get it. He wears a funny hat, so I'm scared. Anybody with a fancy hat, they can get it done. But you know what? Just the other week, what's his face? Brahimai, his little semen cap didn't save him. So,
well, different hat. You know, that different culture. Cody Durden is also 35 years old in the flyweight division and has been knocked out face first in multiple recent fights. So it's not just, you know, that he's had these losses, but he's also suffered the damage that comes with them.
Like, okay, but
I
again,
think it's accrued.
Right, but you're talking about the Bruno Silva fight where we took Bruno Silva as a dog versus Cody. Cody's winning the whole fight, gets clipped. Then versus Jose Ochoa, he gets knocked, slows down, and Ochoa's fucking huge. Crazy reach. Crazy fast twitch.
Well, we got 4-inch reach advantage for Tumen Dembero here.
He's not. Tumen Dembero.
That's about what Ochoa had.
He lost to Carlos Hernandez
That guy has great durability and cardio.
Dude, give me 3 worse flyweights than Carlos Hernandez. He's terrible.
He's got cardio and
Give
he's
me
got
3
durability.
worse flyweights than Carlos Hernandez.
I'm not playing this game. Move on with the breakdown then. If you
That's
got Cody Durden, you got Cody and you're on the table. Don't ask me to name people. Gombas, who you got here?
That was a really great exchange. I'll name 3 people worse than Carlos Hernandez to start.
At flyweight?
Tumen Deborall, Dennis Bondart, and Victor Altamirano.
There you go.
Altamirano was bad. Bondar was really bad.
Those are his 3 wins.
Those are his 3 wins. Yeah. I guess I got to break the tie here. I'm gonna go with Cody Durden. I feel like, this is a good fight for him. I think this is his best stylistic matchup in a while. That being said, like, okay, Josh Van, Jose Ochoa, just nightmare matchups. He was looking good against Nascimento. But that's a theme of some of these fights. Like Nascimento, he was looking good until it wasn't looking good. Bruno Silva was looking good until it wasn't looking good. So that could definitely be a thing here. I feel like it's probably one of those spots where Durden's winning early. I feel like Durden's going to win round 1. Tumen Deborall is going to win round 3. And it's going to probably come down to like what point it flips in round 2. So I think it's a really close fight. Obviously, either guy could finish. Durden only knows one way. He's going to go for broke right away. I think it's pretty obvious to me that early he'll be winning. But yeah, what happens after that, like halfway mark, I think is going to be really sketchy for him.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Definitely sketchy, but that's why you ride with the dog. You bet a dog. You want a dog. This guy's going to fight until he's, to your point, TB, face first sleeping on the canvas. Those are the type of shots I like. What I don't like is little pussies like Anthony Hernandez who fucking don't come out to fight and take a body shot and get finished by somebody who hasn't finished somebody since fucking COVID. That I don't fucking like. Andrew doesn't like it either.
Yeah, well, I think
he's got to sneeze and watch or maybe eye drops, and he's got to watch the Ranger game.
But
yeah, sneeze
with
eye drops.
With Tumen Deborall, I wouldn't play his money line because you're going to get a better price after round 1 when Durden has his best round, and I would play a prop instead for an inside the distance because if it is going the distance, I don't like it.
Honestly, I like the. I'm sorry. Is that a true line, TB? Over 2.5 at plus 130? I know Cody Durden. I know, again, Cody Durden has been finished in 4 of his 5 losses here in his recent losses, and he finished Matt Schnell. But, boys, this is a flyweight fight. I could see this easily hitting the scorecards.
Yeah, I think that would be Cody's path for sure.
I think he could sub him as well, which I know you don't agree, but I absolutely think Cody Durden is live for a sub.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Who does he sub?
He's in the UFC. He's got 1 sub and 1 KO. So
yeah, okay. So the KO came against JP.
Who has Tumen Deborall fought? Who?
You better be holding him up against the cage the whole time.
I'm sorry. You're right. His win versus 0-0 Enzrug Munchenkungalun. That's a 20-second guillotine. No, you're right, bro. He's way too good on the ground.
You guys want to hear a funny story? I had Cody Durden at plus money against Jimmy Flick back in the day. And I remember being like, I've found every way to lose betting in this sport, including a flying triangle. And in retrospect, Durden went on to have like 1,000,000 times better of a career than Flick did. But it was funny because you get the people on Twitter that are like, "Oh, Jimmy Flick, easy money at like minus 170 or whatever the hell he was."
Yeah, I think I bet Cody Durden in that fight too. I definitely did not win.
Yeah, I remember. I just like vividly remember watching that fight. I was at the beach. I had my phone. I was like, "You got to be kidding me."
Yeah, he was a slight dog.
Yep.
And he should have won, and he just like gets caught immediately. It's so funny. flying triangle. And then the dude retires and then comes back and he's terrible.
You don't know the life of the brick.
I like Cody Durden here, so I'm happy to go head to head with TB if I need to.
Let's do it. I've got the power of Jesus on my side. We've got the Tibetan Eagle, Sumadargi. What was I going to say? I'm going to sue you, the player, Sumadargi, the Tibetan Eagle, versus our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Jesus Aguilar. His nickname is Lord and Savior. Andrew, what do you have here for nicknames and the breakdown?
For nicknames, I've got Sue, no charges, Mudarji.
With no charge?
No charge.
That's
You get
pretty
it, like
good.
Suing something.
Yeah.
What?
Sue, no charges, Mudarji.
And it also
Versus-
rhymes with Mudarji.
Yeah. Jesus, knock 'em loose, Aguilar.
Ooh,
Knock 'em
okay.
loose.
knock 'em
Wait,
loose.
did you see this comment from Dixon? That's so funny. I do had to have PTFD, post traumatic fluffy disorder. That's great.
I put it up. Before.
I missed it. I'm sorry. It was really good.
It's all
Your
right.
boy had Strickland for a lot.
You did, huh? Brother, when you gotta let the boys know. You gotta let the boys know.
Where's like I figured there was like some intuition, but like you kind of know what I'm.
No, like what? All right, can you
We're
actually
on the wavelength.
what was it about that fight that like it's just a number thing for you, right? Is it just a number thing? Is it a multitude of factors? Like what?
I mean, I was
see
like
it at
way
all.
off on the price from like what, like I had it almost like a pick'em, which is like before the fight.
But like I felt like if he just walked forward, since Strickland doesn't have power, you'd be able to get the takedowns. Is his footwork really that good? Like what made you see it that way?
So I felt like, I've bet Fluffy probably more than any other fighter.
You love Fluffy.
Yeah.
You're like he was the dark horse. He was your dark horse for a while.
I just felt like the big difference there was Fluffy's kind of feasted on really good style matchups to where he's fought some of the biggest gassers in the middleweight division, like Kopolov, huge gasser, Michelle Ferreira, huge gasser.
Yeah.
And even if you watch those fights, like he didn't just go out there and start getting takedowns. Like he failed on his first however many takedowns against those guys, and it was kind of once they got tired, he started. And I was like, Strickland's not getting tired. He's gonna be winning the striking. And then I looked at like Strickland's fight with Brendan Allen, who's like had a really close fight with Fluffy, and he managed himself fine in the grappling. I also looked at some of the other fights that Fluffy's had, even against like Josh Fremd, who's not known to be a grappler, where he ended up on bottom at times. I was like, if he ends up on bottom against Strickland, like he's gonna stay there. And yeah, I just felt like it was the way I envisioned it was pretty close to how it played out. I thought
That's
Fluffy had a little bit more success, but
that's really, really smart. I just felt like he didn't even commit to that game plan at all. Like he didn't even shoot a real takedown.
another thing too is I think Strickland's like more physical than him, like physically
Without a
stronger.
I mean,
And,
Fluffy's fluffy for a reason. He's fucking soft. He's soft
Yeah.
to the body. He's soft.
Yeah. But anyway, for this fight, I think
Wow, that was really sharp, dude. Appreciate that.
thanks. This fight, I feel like on paper, obviously Sue has all kinds of advantages. He has a massive reach advantage. He's a better striker. He's just way better technically. There's just something in me that tells me that Jesus Aguilar is gonna make this a dogfight.
It's because he's got the Lord on his side.
Yeah, he does have the Lord on his side. Shout out. But he
Shout out
also
Moses.
is like like Sue versus Raposo, right? Probably shouldn't have been a split, but close, like way closer fight than you would have thought on paper, because same thing, Sue's way longer, he's better, he's more technical, all this stuff. But you get a guy like Raposo who, he's not necessarily holding Sue down for long periods of time, but he's just shooting relentlessly and cage pressing and staying active. I feel like it's going to be the same thing with Aguilar here. Like he's going to come forward, he's going to throw a bunch, he's going to throw himself in the fire. He's probably going to get sniped at some point and like be wobbled, but I just have a gut. I don't know. I don't have anything on this fight, but I have a gut feeling that Aguilar makes it at least a scrap, but on paper it shouldn't even be competitive.
I believe in the power of Jesus.
The power of Christ compels you to bet Jesus Aguilar here.
Yeah,
like
well,
2-1, 2-1. TB, I want you to get a little bit more into some of the technical stuff you were texting me about, but I just feel like, yes, I mean, I was thinking Sumadargi originally. I thought the violence is there. Certainly the height, the reach, the anthropomorphic advantages, like we love to talk about. But the thing with Sumadargi is, and hear me out, he's a bitch. Like, he quits. He just has not looked great at times. Tim Elliott, veteran, Matt Schnell fight, legendary fight that he fumbles the bag, finished by Luis Smoka, not great. I think that Jesus Aguilar is absolutely live for a sub here. I need to know that price because TB, I'm not even sure. Like, yes, we could play the Jesus Aguilar money line, but guys, Sumadargi has lost 7 fights in his career. 6 of them are by submission. Jesus Aguilar. Dude, right? Jesus Aguilar has won 12 fights in his career. 7 of them are by submission.
He's getting them little T-Rex arms in there.
I love it. And I need a taste.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, I know I've kind of joked around about it, but ultimately it comes down to the fact that I know Sumadargi is not going to go out there and put on a control fest against Jesus Aguilar. This isn't like Aguilar has faced a couple really good fighters in the UFC that could really grapple him for extended periods, and that's not what Sumadargi is going to do. He's going to stay on the back foot. He's going to try to throw one strike at a time, whether it's a leg kick, a straight punch down the middle. He's going to be in a southpaw stance. He's going to be fighting and trying to move. However, southpaw stance kind of leaves that lead leg right in front for Jesus to try to shoot in on. I think he's got an underrated striking game, which kind of pops out against Guru Lay. He also flatlines. Goddamn, the memory is killing me right now. But Jesus, I mean, he had his first knockout early on in the UFC. Like, the guy loves throwing overhands, so it's like the pressure, the forward movement, the threat of the takedown. Shannon Ross, yeah, I know it's not that impressive, but damn, when he lands right on the kisser, I mean, whoo, he knocked that bad boy right down. So I don't think he's knocking out Mudarji, but what I do think is he's putting on pressure. He's throwing winging overhands. He's getting into the pocket, and he's going to force a fight. And
I mean, listen, you think that, but he also needs to.
Yes. Oh, definitely. But that's what I can expect him to do. And if this fight turns into a scramble or anything crazy, you know he's jumping on the guillotine, and you have a live chance at him pulling off some type of crazy submission. Plus 450, plus 470. Yeah, I'll take a little taste on that.
Where's 470? We can't get 470.
I thought I saw that just now on DraftKings. I apologize.
No, sir, you're a fucking liar. I was just looking. I've been looking everywhere. 450 on 365 or on DraftKings is the best line.
Apologize.
But I think the truth is, you can take it a step further. You go to FanDuel and you take the round 1, round 2 submission at plus 550.
It's not that much better.
No, it's horrible. I love when I get the smirk from Andrew because he's like, Jesus, they just raped you. But you know what? I'll take the plus 100 extra. If it's in round 3, he's not getting the sub. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Andrew, what you already gave your breakdown here. That's beautiful. All right, I think we all believe in the power of Jesus. All right, very good. I got lost in the Strickland Hernandez side. That was great. I got lost. All right, we've got the bipolar Tobias Harris versus Dire Straits Nurgazai. That's a TB nickname. Guru, I'm sorry, Gombas, what are your nicknames for this fight?
My nicknames for this fight are DR, Big D, Nurgazai, and Raphael the Ringer Tobias. And
Ringer.
I kind of want to bet Nurgazai here, but he's
let's go.
I mean, Tobias, I feel like striking is pretty much pretty rough. He seems like an okay grappler. But yeah, I mean, Nurgazai was a minus 450 favorite against Ribeiro, and then was almost a pick 'em in his last fight. And it just kind of seems a little bit excessive to be like plus 150 against a debutant here who doesn't really seem too skilled to me. But that being said, he's dropped the ball every time he's gotten it. So I don't know. I'm not super enthusiastic about it here, but I think he's the side.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I got plus 200 earlier in the week, and that line has just continued to crash. Line has come crashing down. You see plus 150 here. I think you're exactly right, Andrew. And even what you're somewhat unsure of, it's like, yeah, the line doesn't make sense. This guy, he's big. He's terrible. He probably was on all the steroids on the regional. Yes, but none of these guys are good. And how many times have we seen the debuting Dana White Contender Series guy be a favorite for no reason, come in, do the debut stunt, and then come out and look more towards where they're supposed to be? Even with all that being said, like the nickname could be the same. Rafael, who the fuck is that guy? Tobias. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He hasn't beat anybody. Like, his last fights are, 6-0, which is decent, but that's Dana White Contender Series, 12-4, 9-5. These guys are not fantastic. So, and by the way, for whatever it's worth, no real, promotions here. FFC is shit. The one time he takes a real step to LFA, he loses. So not somebody that I, believe in here. So give me a dog. It's like it's out of principle. Like a wise man once told me, shit, I'm down to lose 2 units on anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You kidding me? I listen to the guru here, and if he's wrong, I'll be sad, but he's got the right idea. So we're going to roll. Nothing else to give you there. It's the Korean Tiger, Jiang Yang Long Gone Lee versus the Dream Killer, Gaston Beauty and the Beast Bolaños. Andrew, what have you got for your nicknames?
I went a little wild here. I went with Jian Top G Lee versus
Top G
versus Stinky Gaston Bolaños.
Stinky gas. Why stinky? Stinky like stinky gas, like gas, like farts.
Yeah.
Also.
And
Right.
Exactly. It was kind of a double entendre.
Nice.
He does
this
is why we
fight,
bring you on.
What's that?
This is why we bring you on.
Yeah, exactly.
He does kind of stink.
But
they both stink.
Skill wise or even like minutes wise, this could be competitive, but I feel like Lee has a power advantage here and a durability advantage. Like he just has the better hardware, so I think it could look pretty close like while it's playing out, but I expect Lee to be the one to hurt Bolaños here. And whether that wins him rounds or he ends up getting a knockout, I think you have to favor him here by a pretty good margin.
Oh yeah, the market responded and heard your voice and made it minus 325, and I think that's what happens. Now, what I think could be interesting here is Lee. He's huge. He's got a big reach advantage. He's younger, but he is taking this on short notice. I have a feeling. This guy loves getting into a firefight, but he also is going to have a significant grappling and wrestling advantage here. Could be interesting to look at him to get a sneaky submission at plus 400. Because Bolaños, he is baloney. Guru, what are you thinking in this matchup?
It's so funny because again, like part of me just is like dog. It's like I want to bet every single fucking dog on this card, but this one I actually feel okay with not betting the dog. As terrible as Jiang Lee is, as terrible as the fact that, by the way, which I don't think I heard either one of you say, though I wasn't a great listener. Short notice for Jiang Lee. Right?
I did say that literally 5 seconds ago.
Sorry, I apologize.
Okay. You did apologize in advance this time.
I did. Was supposed to fight Ju Sang Yu. I don't know that he'll notice the difference. The Jew, you.
Ju Sang Yu.
I'll always hold a special place in my heart for Gaston Bolaños for beating Cortavius Ramius, where I bet him there. So again, I'm interested. But you know what? How about this, boys? Did I find something?
Uh-oh, did you?
I think I did. Why does this fight not go over?
Because Jiang Yang can show him the meaning of submitting to him.
No, come on, man. I mean, that would be the only way. You're right. He's 0-3 to the sub, where that guy's 3-0 to the sub. That would be the only.
That's and it's plus 400. Or I'm sorry, plus 400. So that would be my only way to hedge against the over. To your point,
I would be willing to do both, and like $20 on the over, or have full unit. Yeah, sorry, Gombas, don't want to unit change you there. Yeah, full unit on the over and half a unit on the sub, or quarter unit on the sub. Yeah,
so good,
so terrible. It's so funny. Andrew doesn't get out of bed for less than $2,000. We're talking $20. Andrew, if you
knew how much I had on Sean Strickland, you would be like,
vomit.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is it this many?
I'll give you one guess, and I'll say more or less, and then that's it.
10 bands. 10
more.
grand. Oh my God.
Nice.
You fucking savage. That's so great. I'm just curious how much more. Fuck.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Sorry. Yeah. This any other final breakdown on this fight before we move on?
Do you like that over?
Yeah. The only reason it wouldn't happen is because of the sub. I said, yeah, I agree with you.
Hell yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Magic are up by 1 with 1 second left. We've got Luke between two ferns Fernandez versus Rodolfo Trator Bellator Balato. Andrew, what are your nicknames and the breakdown for this extravaganza?
Luke left hand Nuke Fernandez versus.
Ooh, oh my God!
I saved my best nickname for last.
Wow.
Are you guys ready for this?
Oh yeah,
I am ready.
Rodolfo Domo Arigato Mr. Balato.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, give it to me. That's so good.
When I was coming up with these and I got that one, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to talk about this. I really was. I was really excited.
That's so great.
I
I
feel
picked Fernandez first when I was like, I'm not familiar with him, and I was like, wow, this guy's not that good. How is he minus 225 in the UFC in his debut? And then I taped Balato and was like, holy shit, man. I'm like, all right, I get it now. I think there will be a spot to fade Fernandez, but I don't think it's here, unfortunately.
No, you need somebody that can strike really well and can defend the takedown.
You need someone who's decent at MMA.
Might be good.
Yeah, I mean, I love Luke and I love CFFC, but I don't really love him talking with Jake about like his path to the title and how long till he fights for a UFC belt. It's like, dude, like, whoa, relax. Yeah, I mean, Luke Fernandez is relatively talented, but is not a guy with fantastic striking, despite what his knockouts will tell you. Certainly not much defense in that regard. So, I mean, I feel like if I'm taking the crazy stab on Luke Fernandez by sub at like plus 1,500, Rodolfo Balato, I don't think has great submission defense at all. And Luke Fernandez, I know, trains at a fantastic gym in Dante Rivera. So I do think that he can get a sub, even though he hasn't gotten one yet. So this kind of price on that is very interesting to me.
Yeah. You definitely tickled my pickle with that submission prop. You know I'm interested in that. The real question is it under or over 1.5? Because that is where the bookies have no idea where this one goes. Do you know what the fight was in this spot last week? Because I went to go change the lines and the over under was the exact same price, but I had already like replaced the people that were in that spot to fight. So
what are you asking me?
So basically, whoever was in the first fight, it was Penis versus Schultz. the over under 1.5 was the exact same price, and it went under so badly.
And
I think we're in a similar situation.
I agree.
Fernandez and under, and you just have to play the under, but I think it's an under.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely an under 1.5. I don't understand that line at all.
Because I don't know. Because Bellato survived against worse finishers.
What if I told you I could get you plus 110 over on Fanatics?
Oh God! All right, you're talking to me. They might limit me though to only $13 instead of 20.
Don't worry, you're not Andrew. All right.
Yeah. All right, beautiful. Hey guys, listen. This was an absolutely electric time. If you haven't done the right thing already, it's pretty messed up. But I will forgive you if you just like and subscribe now. It costs you absolutely nothing. It's free 99. And it helps support us so much. We're on the countdown to 900 subscribers. But guys, come on, let's get to 1,000 this year. I know we can do it. So please help us out. Or you could be like John Newquist, support us financially. Get the dog of the day named after you. So John Newquist.
Which dog do you want? I mean, we picked fucking 6 of them.
Okay, we can give out 2, but let's give out 2 good ones. Who did we agree on?
What do you want to do here? We literally said Nurgazai, Aguilar, Duran, Turcios.
Nope. No consensus on Duran.
Ferreira.
We did not have a consensus on Ferreira either. So you're just naming all the dogs that you bet and didn't listen.
There's like 5. Well, there's like 5 of them. Good. So the consensus is Nurgazai and Aguilar. Congratulations.
It's not good that you're saying Nurgazai when it's Nurgazai. But yes, we'll go with Dire Straits. We're gonna take but you got to say the guy's name that you're betting correctly. So
I don't
Dire
have to say
Straits.
shit. I just got to cash my ticket to the bank.
Well, I hope we do. You got the power of Jesus. You got the power of Dire Nurgazai, and if you're feeling extra spicy, you top it all off with a Ricky Turcios play. But ultimately, the 3 Kings just gave you 3 dog shots to play on this card. They might or might not be endorsed by one Andrew Gombas on all those, but regardless, just if you guys just turn over your betting account to him, you'll know exactly what he's playing. So before we let the guru take us away, Andrew, what do you have?
is that the offer, Andrew? If they give you their betting account, you give them like a month of plays. Like you got to be offering these guys something.
No, because they could just log into the account and see.
Oh, they get a piece. They get all the plays.
Oh, they get a piece.
Yeah.
He actually plays it for them, and then the winnings they get a percentage.
Andrew, we might have to talk about it because like my DraftKings, like I must have like whatever, like $80,000 wagered at even money. Like they'd probably be a long time before they fucking ban me.
My line's open. You know where to find me.
So, anyways, we'll let these boys get to the private chat. But Andrew, before we get there, what do you got to say to the people before we let the guru take us away?
Thank you guys for having me. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get this thing to 1,000 subscribers. And,
yes.
I'll be back for the next Cody Brundage fight.
Let's
go. He fights every pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'll be back next week when he fights again. After he wins by DQ this week and buys himself 3 more fights.
It's so funny. He's crazy, man. Dude, seriously, Andrew, thanks so much for being here, man. We really, really appreciate your time. I'm fairly certain you are our most frequent guest that we've ever had.
It's an honor.
We had a few that are definitely up there, but I'm pretty sure you are number 1 in that regard. And we love having you. Super sharp stuff.
I appreciate it. I like being here.
Nice guy, a fellow Northeastern Jew. Ranger fan in the liking.
What is that?
He's Italian, but Italians, Jews, we're all close.
Yeah.
So I used to work.
He's Jewish at heart.
When
he loves money.
When I was an intern at, I worked for an insurance brokerage like before I was gambling full time, and this Jewish guy was mentoring me, and he said the only difference between Italian women and Jewish women is that Italian women can cook. I vividly remember that.
That is 100% factual. Jews and Italians have always been very close in business and in life. It's a good time. Andrew, we will have you back again. I'm sure soon. Maybe we'll circle for you for the for the newer card.
For the next Brundage fight, I'm here, man.
TB hit me with the Oscar music. Make sure you're following Andrew Gombas over on Bets and Picks MMA. Make sure you're following my unbelievable co-host TB Scouting MMA over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Tapology. Over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Verdict, and Tapology. Guys, next week we are back in the Apex. And we got a special guest already booked. Be safe out there. Let's make some money.